Well, hello everyone, this is the Max Impact 24 channel. Thanks for stopping by again on another episode. And today I'm going to talk about my top 5 best controllers of all time. And this is a video response to the great YouTuber, that would be Johnny Millennium, and his Happy Console Gamer channel. And he threw out this question, what is your favorite video game controller? Robman, he said his piece. Johnny said his piece, so now I'm going to say mine. And I'm going to do my top 5, so let's start. Okay, so number 5 is the PS2 Controller, and this is the dual analog version. Of course, that was the standard factory release. So anyways, this has got to be one of the most comfortable controllers of all time, actually. The D-pad's very solid, very nice. It's split up, it's not like the solid SNES or Genesis or the 8-bit systems, the early 16-bit systems, where it's nice, solid cross piece. But you got your face buttons and everything's actually really nice and tidy. And I know most gamers probably play like this with the bumpers. I play it like this though, with only the 2 pointer fingers. But anyways, that's my little spiel. I actually really like the dual analog stick. I don't really use the analog stick much. I much prefer the D-pad. I don't know, maybe that's just the old school gamer in myself, but I really like the feel of the D-pad. It just feels more solid to me. Even playing 3D-esque games, whenever the D-pad is available to use, I will use it. So, number 4. The Xbox 360 controller. This is a wonderful setup. It's wireless. You got a very simple button layout, very nice looking. It's not as huge as like Johnny and Robman said about the Big Duke, the old original Xbox controller. And I used to have an Xbox. I got rid of it, but yeah, that controller is massive. This is nice and streamlined. I love it. Very ergonomical. Very it feels great. Just like with most of these controllers in my top 5. Well, actually, you know what? The next one, number 3, not so comfortable to hold. But this one is sleek, this one's sexy, it's awesome. You can even power on your Xbox 360 with this little button right here. You don't have to get up early and turn on your console. So everything is great with the Xbox 360 controller, so yeah. Okay, so I'm sure when Nintendo built this in mind, the original Gamepad, they were not building for people with big hands or people playing for extended periods of time, the multiple 3, 4, 5, 6 hour game sessions, and it cramps your hand. But I love this. Very simple. You got 4 buttons. That's all you really need. You don't really need 16 to 12 to 18 to 24 or 54 buttons. You don't need a whole separate keyboard to play. You just need this. You need this and this and these 2. That's all you need. Very simple. I like simple. This so rings true when Johnny said that when he first got his Sega Genesis, he couldn't believe how big the Genesis controller was. And same thing for me, actually. I actually didn't like the inclusion of the C button. This is actually the 6-button pad, which I much rather prefer. But yeah, I didn't really like the 3-button layout when I was a kid growing up. I thought, why add an extra button when if you're playing Sonic, every button does the same thing or whatever, but I couldn't really grasp the whole 3 buttons when I was a smaller kid. I didn't like it, actually. I was a Nintendo fanboy to the bitter end. That changed, but yeah, but now I've grown accustomed to it. I really like the bow type of shape. It's really comfortable, really easy on the eyes. What can I say more? The Sega Genesis Gamepad. The 6-button in particular, that's my favorite. Not the 3-button, the 6-button. And here it is, number 1, the SNES Gamepad. This is a third-party one, but it's all the same. You got your left and right shoulder buttons, which were revolutionary back then. Man, this controller was so cool. It's so sleek, so sexy. You got the 4 face buttons here, start and select. The Gamepad is probably the best D-pad on any console ever, in my opinion. It just feels great. They really perfected it with the SNES, and the bumpers. It took a little it took some getting used to the shoulder buttons, but once I just wrapped my head around it, I got comfortable with the controller. That's probably the thing that it was, is getting comfortable with these controllers. especially like the Genesis Gamepad and all that, but I'm getting used to the different face buttons. Once I got my head around it, it was great. It was awesome. Fun times ahead for the Max Impactor. But yeah, so there you go. That's my top 5 game controllers. You know what, Johnny and Rob, you guys did a fantastic video. I had to chime in on my thoughts. This is the Max Impact 24 channel. For those about to retro, we fucking salute you. Take care, my friends.